back of the Rising. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
What's up?
LBC.
That's right. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Scott Mix, bass guitar.
Morgan Van Harding, guitar.
Tony LaPree, guitar.
Bobby Anderson, lead vocals.
Chris LaPree, drums.
We just had the privilege of watching these guys tear up Malone's, and now we just got to see them in the rehearsal space. And you guys are bringing a style of metal back that's been long absent. Where does all that come from, roots wise, and how did it all come about?
We're looking at you there, buddy.
Everybody looks at me.
I know that's a heavy loaded question, but
Except Scorpions, Iron Maiden,
Saxon,
Priest,
Sabbath.
Just everything that we all grew up on, you know. I mean, I think it's a little bit of, it's got a little bit of everything, you know. I think you can hear Zeppelin, a lot of, all the stuff that you and I
all grew up with.
Yeah, that we all grew up with.
Everything made us want to play music.
yeah.
It's what keeping us playing music, you know. It's keeping us there, keeping us sane.
What's the writing process like for you guys? Because you've got two guitars. You got Morgan, you got Tony, and they're both basically doing. I know you like to say you're more of a rhythm guitarist, but I mean honestly, you shine on your solos as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
And then you've got a bassist, you got a drummer, and obviously you on vocals. Is it a collective piece? Is it in parts?
Actually, it's something that, we all bring bits and pieces to the table. Tony or Morgan will bring something, and we'll start working on it. And then, Scotty and Chris will put their parts into it, get it tight. They'll hand it over to me. I'll put, some lyrics down to it. And the next thing you know, it's a full-blown song. And basically we just all chip in and just make it move.
Is it hard with your vocal range? Because it's just so everywhere. I mean, you can hit just about everything. Like, do you hear a song and, like, you know how it's got to sound? Like, vocally?
Pretty much. I hear it in my head. With Morgan and Tony, it's, especially with Tony, some of the stuff that Tony brings, it's just like, there's just something that clicks, and then, when I write with Morgan, it's the same thing. It just clicks. And then when it comes to the band, and they give me, whatever time I need to get the job done, and, then they, tell me if they like it. If they don't, they help me out. Hey, Bobby, why don't you try it this way? Hey, it might sound better this way.
What is it you tell him?
Oh, no.
More Jeff Tate, less Hetfield or something like that? Yeah, more Dickinson, less whatever, yeah. Something. I mean, it's a time and place thing, and he gets that really well, because he can do all that stuff exceptionally. I mean,
he's not screaming every second,
Right.
And it's the different songs, like, Morgan has songs, like, here's a song, and he brings it to us, we learn it, and we work it out and make it ours. I have a song, I bring it, we work it out and make it ours. We have pieces and parts, whatever.
Or like what you just heard us do in there. We just kind of
Train.
That came from Scott going off on his bass randomly out of the blue.
Yeah, we just started jamming. We're like,
Sloka, the same thing.
Sloka came from his drum beat.
Yeah. That's right.
Sloka what?
That came from his drum beat.
Yeah.
I just started doing that little intro piece there with the
That's
drum
when it
fill.
has that Alice in Chains vibe at the beginning. What's it called? Like,
Right.
Called the song Run.
That was
Run,
Morgan.
that's all Morgan.
Morgan.
Morgan,
Yeah.
We just helped arrange it.
How is it writing lyrics? Because, I mean, you guys are all veterans in the industry. You've been through just about everything you could probably imagine. Is it hard writing the personal songs? Is it cathartic? Is it
No.
something?
That just comes to me very naturally. Tony or Morgan or Scott, whoever's bringing the song to the table, tells me what that song means to them. Blood in the Sand, it's just all the crap that happens to our military, just being crapped on all the time. They're out there dying for something they shouldn't be dying for. Much too late. It's a song about addiction.
Personal to you. I know,
it's a song about addiction. It's not just personal to me. It's personal to everybody that hears it and actually listens to the lyrics. you know, if you listen to the lyrics, you'll know that it's a very deep, dark song.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Much too late.
Sting is something that they just started playing, and it just brought me someplace. You know, and Tony had said, I kind of want to talk about Mother Earth and how crappy we as a human race have been treating it, and it's gonna bite you in the ass sooner or later. So that's what Sting's all about. Mother Earth is gonna come back and it's gonna bite you. It's gonna bite you. It's gonna bite you hard.
That's cool, man. Because you guys are hip to a lot of the things that people need to hear more about, like chemtrails.
Yeah, especially his phone.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on the
I don't
phone.
know of an interview.
That's
Hold on, excuse me.
that's why we can.
All right,
Oh,
Paul.
yes, I'll take some Grey Poupon.
Hey, keep that on the BL. Right?
Yeah, you gotta be up, bro.
Oh, my God.
There's
Tell
just
your
so
hose
much.
you're busy. Sorry.
There's just so much that these guys bring to the table, and we all come together and we put it down as five. That's what this band is all about. It's 5 guys equals 1,
5 guys.
and we're gonna make it strong. That 5 is gonna be strong as 1. And if I'm messing up, these 4 guys are gonna tell me I'm messing up. If Tony messes up a lead, hey, dude, and Scotty's been a couple times in rehearsal. Scotty's just going, no, you're not doing it right, and we're not. So we all take it with a grain of salt that he's looking after our best interests, and they're looking after my best interests, and that's how it goes.
Well, I love that if you're hip to the band, then you're hip to you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys get what's going on with the chemtrails and
Oh
just
yeah.
all the shady government stuff. And you guys aren't afraid to
GMOs.
talk about it.
No.
Yeah,
GMOs.
exactly. GMOs. Yeah.
No GMOs.
Well, like Burning Daylight's another one. That's
I'd
kind
say
of
that's
like,
a classic.
About how it has a few things involved in
Right.
it. One is about workers, how they're exploited too, and again another about the earth and how we're treating it, among other things.
Yeah, how the human race has to stand up to the money. I mean, that kind of, in a nutshell, basically what it comes down to.
Talk
We're
about
burning
this.
daylight. It's like hello.
Running out of time.
Running out of
Yeah, you
time.
gotta wake people up.
It's like Morgan came up with Run, the song Run that we did. And I asked him, what did you want the song to portray? And go ahead.
Well, I mean, I started off with I wrote basically the first half of the song, and Bobby and I finished it. And basically it was kind of about just like you're just an average guy, just trying to make it in this world. And, basically, people need to wake up and see what's happening. And, and again, I mean, we're losing our rights. We're losing, there's just so much that, and people are so naive.
Yep.
They're caught up in the Facebooks and the video games and
Yes,
whatever
they're
else is
distracted.
going on, in their worlds
distraction.
per se.
That's exactly what-
and,
Neon distractions.
and from my experience, just what I've gone through financially, I've had a hard few years financially, losing a business, and
Sure.
again, just the struggle is just like, and really it's. It's about trying to survive in a fucked up world, basically, because, again, man, I mean, we all like to think everything's pretty and hunky-dory, but the reality is, it isn't.
When you take your head out of the sandbox, it's a whole
And
different view.
people need to
Exactly.
wake up and see what's happening to them, where their money's going, where
Yep.
where, just what the government is doing. And I'm not a big, that's not my thing, but again, it's everybody's reality.
It is, whether you
Yeah.
want to see it or
Right.
So that's what basically Run is about.
not. Earl was preaching that back in the 40s, I mean, if you read 1984, that's why the proles comprised 80% of the population. Well, what could they have that no one else could have? They could have prostitution, gambling, booze, this and that, all the distractions.
Right.
If you're too busy not watching, that's when everything goes awry.
Watch your parking meters.
Again, man, it's just, that's just the world we live in.
So yeah, basically we are a socially conscious band.
Well, you can hear it even in the title of the band, Attack of the Rising.
Well, again, I mean,
Maybe a new
we
way.
don't go out and say, okay, well, this song is, we're
gotta
going
do
to talk
that.
about, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
That's not that's not what we do. You know,
If
I
you
mean,
Eventually,
might get
we
it,
might.
if you don't, you don't.
you know, but
listen
right
to the
now
lyrics,
we don't.
As
If
But,
you listen to the song and you listen to the lyrics
You
and
know?
you actually read the lyrics or whatever you got in front of your face,
Yeah.
you might understand what we're trying to portray in the song, or maybe what I'm trying to say in the song to get out to you. But if you're just like the average Joe and you're just loving the way the song sounds, and but that's how the stuff is now. Back when I grew up with the metal scene, it was all about what that song meant.
Yeah.
It had a meaning. It had a meaning. You see people like fans of Judas Priest. They're singing the song. They know the lyrics.
They remember the gatefold
They
sleep.
remember
They
it.
remember pulling
They
out
remember it. United, the
Heaven,
band.
heaven.
The song from Judas Priest, United, man. We're united.
Yeah. Halford did a good job that always making you feel like you were a part of his world.
Right.
You know? I'm a rocker off of, Ram It Down.
Exactly.
Like, made you proud to be in a metal.
Exactly. I'm proud to play metal. I'm proud to be with these guys. Because I think we have a great product, and you guys should all listen to it.
Yep.
and again, man, I
It'll
think,
shock you.
I think a lot of it too today, man. I mean, especially here in LA, with so many tribute bands that pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of tribute bands here, and they do pretty well
Right.
because everybody loves that music from that
that
time,
era, yeah. And they can't
and-
hear it on a regular basis because there's no one really
Nobody's
doing
doing it.
You know,
Yeah.
and again, for original bands, it's really tough because, again, getting
Getting
your
the word
music
out
heard,
and-
getting, when you think, okay, there's a Motley Crue tribute band. Well, you already know what you're in store for. You're going to hear Motley Crue songs that people love.
Mhm.
Hopefully they're decent. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
you know what I'm
I
saying.
hope they can do that cowbell and live wire.
And right, but again, man, and so I think a lot of the old style metal, is coming back in and again, it needs to, it needs to go
needs to
back
come
to the
back.
Big
roots.
time. Yeah.
Basically, the roots
That's-
of metal. You want to per
that's
se,
what you hear
want
with
to,
you guys.
right?
I would say that there's nothing contrived here. We're not looking at a formula. We're just
Right.
playing what comes out of us, and it's the late '70s, early '80s English metal and American metal that was influenced by English metal, and that's what we're into. We love playing it, and that's what we're playing. It just comes out of us that way. I mean, and we have songs that go on the border of like the hard blues '70s, kick-ass blues stuff that was the hard rock.
A little bit of the cream.
Not so much that because that's a different thing, but whatever. I'm just saying that we have this range of stuff that we're not like thinking what's going to make it work for whoever.
Right.
We're playing what we love to play. Like I said, all the shit we grew up listening to, we get off on, and it comes out in what we're doing.
Like when I brought up Sting, when I first brought that to the table, we all listened to it, and it was a total. Everybody thought early Scorpions, Michael Schenker.
Oh wow.
Love Drive-ish.
Yeah.
Kind of, that, and then again,
Absolutely.
we put our own little spin to it and whatever. And then this new one that we're working on, it's got a very Iron Maiden-ish kind
It
of.
does. Yeah, at the end too.
Well, this one I don't think you heard.
You heard at
but-
the beginning of the rehearsal, but one of the things that we do, me and Morgan specifically, when we're writing, is we have a working title that refers to whatever the style is that's going on.
Right.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So this one
Not
this
to
new
give
one
any
that I
of those
got,
up, but-
it's like an Iron Maiden-ish, so we call it
Fields of Maiden.
Fields of Maiden, just
Nice.
for a working title.
Yeah.
Which,
You know?
just so you know, the song will be called Fields of Maiden because I'm writing the lyrics and they are Fields of
Hey, sweet.
Maiden is the name of the song. So you'll be hearing it real soon.
I mean, we had something for Sting was originally called, I don't know, Scorpion something or whatever it was, because it sounded like that.
Yeah.
Scorps.
There's this thing I have called Kitchen Shanker, because it's like, that's what's going on. It's just a working title, so we have
Right.
a point of reference in our brains after we're
What
we're
song,
actually, yeah.
And Tony and I mean, basically when we started this 8, 9, 10 weeks ago, for the first, I think, month, Tony
weeks.
would come up to my house during the week. We rehearse on Sunday as a band, but
Mm-hmm.
Tony would drive up to my house and on a Tuesday, Wednesday night or whatever, and we'd spend 2-3 hours and we'd write. And at the end of the 2 or 3 hours, we had basically
Bunch of songs.
2 or 3 songs that that him and I are preparing to bring.
Yeah, and the
You know,
rehearsals
and
too,
and that's been very good. Very helpful. And I mean, we got a lot of material still to
Definitely
come.
got some stuff we're still working on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of, not that we
Stay
have tons
tuned.
and tons, but I mean, we really got some cool stuff that I think it's a little, it's different. It's original, and you know what? There's no fucking rules. You know what? If we like it and it is what it is, it sounds good. We run with it. It's not, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
But we want to bring the wheel back.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'll
This is
definitely
a
hear
square
our
box,
influence, for
square
sure.
wheel. I mean, what is this?
So I want to end it with this. Let's say you're on a tour for a year and you're in your tour bus. You got one album you can bring with you and listen to. That's going to be your chill time album, your pump up album, whatever. What would be the one constant you'd want to have on the road if you could only pick one?
Strangers in the Night UFO.
It's a great album. For me, I would say, I gotta say.
I don't even think I could answer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's really
it's
not
hard.
changing
I
my
mean,
answer
there's
tomorrow.
so many. I would love,
That's my answer today.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say probably some. I'm not gonna say an album, but I'll say a band,
Hmm.
if that's cool.
Yeah,
I would say probably the Beatles. For me, I mean, the Beatles was a big.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love the Beatles, and when I was a little kid, the Beatles was like a big reason got me into music. The Beatles, and for me, and then again, I'm a huge old Kiss fan.
sure.
Early Aerosmith when they were strung out on dope.
Rock.
That's when they
Toys in the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
If I only had to listen to one type of, some band or some album for a whole year, it would have to be some Beatles thing that goes from early to the late. If I had to only listen to one thing, it'd have to be the Beatles, because
yeah.
without them, there is nothing else. I don't give a
Right.
shit what anybody says.
Nope.
Without them, there is nothing else past them.
Yeah, I agree. For me, anyway, I agree.
That would be
Like,
Booby?
Me?
Bobby.
You guys ain't gonna like this one.
Tears for
Definitely. I'm
Fears.
down it. No.
Poison.
Songs in the Big Chair is quite a good album.
No. I got 2.
Two.
Yeah.
You only get
I got-
one.
well, you're gonna
That's
have
alright.
to do
Follow
it
the
2.
rules,
I'm
squirrel.
sitting in the main seat.
He's making it a double album.
That's a double album. That's a double album.
Compilation CD.
There you go.
Right.
Iron Maiden. Every single one of them. Okay. And accept all the way. That's my shit. Hope you like it.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with the double album, the Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti.
Ah, a lot of
Great
people
album.
say that one too.
That's for
That's a good
chilling, kicking back after a show and getting pumped up on it, I
Yeah,
definitely get pumped
you
up
got
on
mellow songs like In the Light that can chill you
What
out.
about you?
Well, the good news is for us, if we were all on the same bus, check out the range of music we get to listen to.
I know,
for a year,
right?
huh?
You guys into fist fights?
There you go.
Turn
That
that
works.
shit off.
I know, right? Where's the best way people can find you guys right now that want to learn more about Attack of the Rising, where you're going to be at, where you're playing, what's coming up in the studio, things of that nature?
Facebook and Reverb Nation, both.
Attack of the Rising Facebook.
Yeah.
Reverb Nation, Attack of the Rising.
If you punch in Attack of the Rising,
Right.
we'll come up.
Aye.
Well, AllYouCanEatMusic.com has a link to the Attack of the Rising page. Yes.
We have a couple shows coming up. We're doing a friend of ours that passed away a month or so ago. We're doing a little memorial show for him on August 1st. Gino, Chris, and Tony, and really close with, grew up with. I knew him not well, but so we're doing a little memorial show with them with Maliki Theory. Again, that's August 1st, and then August 16th, we're at the PCH Club in Long Beach.
Oh, that's right, House of Rock.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you happen to watch this after August 16th, because that's
Right.
entirely possible, if you're watching this in September,
You never know.
Attack of the Rising.
Stay tuned.
You can find us on Facebook by punching Attack of the Rising or Google Attack of the Rising or Reverb Nation, and we'll be getting more stuff up there on the internet as soon as we can. But yeah,
It's all good.
stay tuned.
Album coming soon.
Yeah, recording.
Check these guys out if you dig that old metal that you haven't heard for a very long time. I love these guys. They kick ass.
Be something that you'll remember. I guarantee it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, you guys.
Thank you guys for having
You guys
us.
rock.
Yeah.
Madcap.
Madcap rules.
You guys rock. You get it.